Pick scripts, the crossword books.
The Verity Chronicles. The Eternal Star. Chapter 1, Part 3. Without another word, she flew down the back staircase, 2 steps at a time, until she reached the seamstress's door. She hammered on it with her fist.
Open up!
The door creaked, and Priya appeared, bleary-eyed and yawning. What's the matter?
What did you mean yesterday when you said brighter days were coming?
Verity demanded, gripping the doorframe. Priya blinked at her, then glanced over her shoulder as her mother appeared. The seamstress's hair bonnet was slipping off, and her dressing gown hung crooked. She meant this, the woman said coolly, striding to the curtains and flinging them open. Verity gasped. Outside, the snow was shrinking by the second, revealing slick patches of emerald grass. All around, the frost was retreating, dripping into rivulets that cut through the garden like silver veins. The Blizzardland flags flapped strongly in the wind, snowflake prominent against the black backdrop, and icy blue border visible for all to see.
How?
Verity stammered. How doesn't matter. The seamstress swept across the room and seized one of the glittering dresses from the pile on the table. She hugged it to her chest, eyes alight with a strange fervour. Consider why. Now everyone will buy my signature gowns. I'll be the most celebrated designer in all the kingdom.
You did this?
Verity choked. The seamstress shrugged, lips curling into a half smile. Not entirely. Verity turned to Priya, desperate.
Did you know?
Priya shrank back, guilt flickering in her eyes. A little, I mean. She faltered and hid in her mother's shadow.
How do I stop it?
Verity seized Priya by the shoulders, her voice cracking. You can't. Priya's whisper was so faint, Verity barely heard it. Look. She pointed to the window. Verity's eyes followed, and her heart dropped. Atop Blizzardland's towering Christmas tree, the eternal star, the unmeltable, unbreakable gift from Father Christmas himself, was warping, softening, collapsing in on itself.
No!
Verity gasped.
That's impossible. The star can't melt. It's what gives us everlasting winter.
Alas, it's no more, the seamstress said lightly, her eyes glittering.
You did all this for dresses?
Verity's voice broke, trembling in her throat. Not just any dresses, the seamstress snapped, clutching the sparkling fabric to her chest. My signature dresses. She twirled on the spot with the gown as if it were her dance partner. I'll be rich.
Life isn't all about money.
Easy for someone like you to say, the woman barked. Her features seemed to shift, hardening into something cruel, almost unrecognizable. The rich get richer, and the poor get poorer. This castle thrives on winter, and only those inside its walls truly prosper. That ice rink you adore, the one you charge 20 druples just to enter, those slushies you slurp, 5 druples a can, and those endless festive balls you host with ticket prices so high they could bankrupt a lottery winner? All of it, princess, all of it, lines your family's pockets. Her bare foot slapped against the wooden floorboards as she advanced. And what about transport? The people have no choice but to pay for royal carriages to drag us through the snow. Do you know how much those hourly royal trains cost? No, of course you don't, because you've never had to. You and your family have monopolised winter, turned it into your private empire. Her voice rose to a near scream, froth forming at the corners of her lips. The summer will break the chains. We'll drive our own carts, run our own shops, businesses that don't depend on endless snow and ice. Verity staggered back a step, trying to process the torrent of words. The seamstress pressed on, face flushed with rage. Do you even know why the baker showers you with free pastries every Christmas? Because he's terrified of losing your parents' favour. They forced him into an agreement. He can only sell his goods to the royal household. He couldn't sell to anyone else, even if he wanted to.
That's not true,
Verity whispered, but the words felt weak, uncertain. A memory of golden pastries, always arriving at her door on Christmas morning, flickered in her mind. Oh, it's true, the seamstress snarled. If he disobeyed, they'd freeze the pipes in his shop by cutting off the liquidifier. He has no choice but to comply. Her chest heaved, and she glared at Verity with wild eyes. He wants the winter to end as much as I do, so he can't be blackmailed. And neither will I, not anymore. For too long your parents have forced me to funnel every gown through the royal household. 30% of every stitch, every bead, every hem they take for themselves. No more! Verity drew a deep breath, forcing out the seamstress's bitter words. She turned on her heel.
I'm going to Father Christmas,
she declared.
He gave us the star. He can mend it.
The seamstress laughed, sharp and humorless. Father Christmas, a legend, a myth. If he were real, don't you think he'd have answered your last 6 letters? The words landed like blows to Verity's chest, as if she welded a bat. A heavy bat. Her knees wobbled. Why hadn't he answered? Indeed, why hadn't he answered her last 6 letters? Perhaps he was too busy, she reasoned desperately. It must take time to courier presents to every child in Blizzardland.
I'll find him, and he will fix the star.
She swept out before either Priya or her mother could stop her.